Love Them Knives channel. Here we go. LTK here. Picked up this little beauty. It's the NOC brand MTO3 model. Welcome to the Love Them Knives channel. LTK here. NOC Knives, the MTO3. I picked up this little beauty from NOC Knives, and it flicks like a charm. I'm really enamored with this knife. I saw this on Instagram, and I believe one of my Instagram contacts popped me over a picture of this knife saying, yeah, really interesting, isn't it? And looks like Blade HQ has one of their knives listed on their site. One of these are, if you put NOC knives on Blade HQ or wherever, I don't see any of these on White Mountain right now, but I'll get back to you on that. Any case, so I contacted NOC Knives because I was really interested in this MTO3 model, and I got this one from them. Now, it comes in this hard case. There you go. And got it from China. Took a while to get here. Holiday shipping and all that. NOC Knives. The Chef MTO3 with M390 blade steel. So you got Bowler M390 on here. And it does kind of look like a chef's knife, although it's a folding knife. So it can kind of be what you want it to be. In any case, it's sharp out of the box. And it's a big blade, but it doesn't feel like a big knife to me. It's comfortable in the hand. This one's blue. I think you can get them in silver, whatever. But I'll give you a link to their Instagram site, which is right here. And so you can check out, they got a whole bunch of postings. This is a different one that's coming out. It's the DG04, which I got a better picture of. This is going to be G10 and 440C steel. So these ought to be interesting as a budget type carry, because I think these are right in the $60-some price range. How crazy is that? In any case, so this is the titanium all uptown get around frame lock one, and there's no billboarding on our stone washed blade. Just this full flat grind of slicing heaven right here. And will it flick open? Yeah, easy with the thumb. And my favorite is the middle finger flick from behind. It's a great design. Of course, you've got this here, but this kind of is necessary to meet up there. And your blade stop goes all the way through and out. And so then they put in these little screws, which mean nothing other than it gives you some symmetry from the design standpoint. And they did a lot of machine work on here. I've kind of printed this thing up. It was blue, and it kind of turns a little purplish to a degree there as well. Titanium, milled pocket clip, and backspacer. And you know what? I never did test the hardware. No, the hardware looks to be steel. Okay, yes. Backspacer, no. There's nothing magnetic there. So, yes, the hardware is steel, not titanium. Ceramic bearings, centered, even though I took it apart and put it back together. Obviously, you got your number 8 access on both sides of this Torx. Nice machine screws all the way through. A lot of fine machining. Cutaways kind of made this part of the style of the knife, you know, the design show of the knife, even though it's kind of the cutaways for the lock bar. There's your lockup. It's Well, it's a good 40%. All that's for sure. Pretty easy to disengage that lock bar, even though it's fairly even with the other side, but there's that little chamfer cutaway here. You can get your thumb in there and push it aside. So, no, it's good. Big enough cutaway here. Yeah, and that could be something that some people may not feel is good in cases where you're cutting through material that might kind of squish back in here and then get caught up underneath this ridge. So it depends on kind of the, what you're cutting. If it's an apple, probably not a problem. If it's some very kind of squishy cheese or something, you might, get right in the middle of that. Who knows? In any case, let's get a weight on it. It feels pretty light, actually. 4.1 ounces, 117 grams. It's just fun to flick open. It's really got great action on it. You got to be a little careful with this knife because you don't have a big flipper tab to kind of sit down on your thumb, but you do have that. So, and that's enough for it to defeat the detent. So you're over the detent, you can drop it. Not a problem there, huh? Cool. I like it. NOC. Like I said, they got this DG04 model. This. That looks interesting. If you like dagger style knives, whoosh, crazy stuff. Who knows what they're going to do next? I did want to throw something else in front of you on this. I will give you the link to the Amazon link that they gave me, and it says the seller's name is NOC Knives, so there you go. $159. So you get Bowler M390, titanium frame lock flipper, ceramic bearings, and it's $159. That's pretty competitive. Most of the stuff out there with M390 and all that kind of workup is closer to $250, actually. So, only 6 left in stock. I don't know, but see, they got Voking as well they're working with, although Voking does not make their knives, and that was the point I was going to try and make. Here is, before I get to their little statement of their history and who NOC is, here's my breakout here. Ceramic bearings, they're captured. And then you have your pivot tube and screw. And there's your blade stop. See how that sticks out of both sides of the knife up here. And so it has a little collar that sets in there. It's really stable. It should be really sturdy in that regard. Of course, there's a washer there, and then the other washers laying around over here. There you go. So you got your screws and all that kind of stuff. So, your detent hole. See, this is where those outside screws come. They're just style, obviously. I don't see any purpose for them at all. Interesting. Now, if you want to pause and read this, this is something that they gave me, a statement they gave me as well. NOC Knives, originally a factory that designs, manufactures folding knives, fixed blades, blah, blah, blah. Located in China, Yangyang, or whatever, how you pronounce it. A city in southern China has more than 1,000 years of knife making history. OEM manufacturer, other international brands and other customers, blah, blah, blah. But in August 2018, they started their own brand, NOC Knives. This is what they're doing. Going to probably work with some other people and designers. Here's Nick One. He's their experienced knife designer on staff, leads their design team, etc., etc. There you go. So I just thought that'd be important in case you're going, who are they? Are they made by like Voking or something like that? No, they're their own company. And it's kind of always hard to pinpoint the relationships between these guys, but it looks like they manufacture a heck of a knife. As you can see, they didn't do any weight relieving on the inside of this, but at 4.1 ounces, you don't need it. And you did enough machining on the outside, creating all these voids through here. I think you're good. And you got a lanyard hole, but this is right hand, tip up only. Flicks like a dream. It's just a lot of fun. It feels so light. And what's really funny or deceiving about this knife, and let me grab my tape. Okay, let's get this down here, because at first I'm going, okay, so it's a 3.5-inch blade, but check out, it's 100 mm long cutting edge, because the cutting edge ends here, not here, okay? So it's, you know, it's not a 95 millimeter up here. Yeah, it'd be a 90 millimeter cutting edge if it stopped up where this is, but it doesn't, you know? It goes all the way. So if you put it down here, what do you got? You got a 4-inch cutting edge. But overall, same length as a paramilitary 2, a little over 8 1/4, 8 3/8, I guess, somewhere in there, which is 21 centimeters. And let's see how fat you are, buddy. Where's my calipers? Okay. Not very. Just a tad thicker than the Para 2 at 0.48. 12.2 millimeters. Let's see what we got for blade steel. Thickness. Maybe I squished it in there a little far. 3.1. Should be a good little slicer then. It's not overly fat. Yeah, 1/8 inch, 0.126, 3.2 millimeters. See if I can get a hold of it somewhere else too. Just, yeah, 3.2 millimeters. So there you go. Interesting. Good looking knife. Comes in a really cool box here. But for 159 smackers, I don't know, that just doesn't seem that expensive to me. And, of course, are we going to send this in to have it tested? Yes. We're going to test the M390, which I really don't doubt. I don't think we've caught anybody that makes quality knives in China saying M390, and it's not. So far that's been borne out. But the HRC would be important. So I think we'll send this in as our test dummy, and I'll get back to you on a future batch. It'll probably be a few months from now before that happens. But yeah, I think it's important to do that. But wow, I mean, this knife just, there's your balance point. You can't balance up here, nope. So there's kind of your balance point. Reverse grip, yeah, that feels really good actually. And the ergos on this are really pretty good. You got this little kind of cutaway thing, and then up here. But yeah. Whew. Fairly light. Priced right. And a great flicker. Doesn't have to be a chef's knife only. I mean, this is a great little EDC you could carry around. And, you know, this ain't no $250, $300 knife. I'm just looking at it going, the machining, they did a lot of work on this. This is as nice a knife as any $250, $300 knife that I've had in my hands, really. As far as the quality, I mean, this just feels solid and easy to flick. Now, the detent, yeah. Well, we can throw that. I did this before. There you go. It's a little tougher, probably because the blade's so light. It doesn't feel like the detent's all that much. But I'm going to call it a 5, maybe a 5.2, but nah, probably a 4.8 to a 5.0, really, now that I'm feeling it. I mean, I can pop that out real easy, which is great, you know. So, yeah, I'm going to say 4.8 to 5.2. If it was a heavier blade, it'd probably be easier to... Yeah, it's not easy to gravity flip for me. But that doesn't mean the detent is all that strong. But once it goes, it goes. Once it goes, it goes. Well, yeah, I can just follow it out with my finger like that. So, but it snaps open. So I don't know. I mean, they've got another model coming out, and I don't know if it's the MTO4. I'm trying to remember. I'll try and correct myself in my subtitles here. But it's got like an axis lock looking like that. So they're going to have a model that's going to be more in the $60-something range. This one at the $159. I don't know about the axis one. It's going to be a higher end model, more like this. And then as far as the daggers and others, you'd have to check them out online, but they don't seem like they're terribly expensive. I'll give you the link to the Amazon site. I guess they say that Voking is helping them somehow with the Amazon site selling type setup or whatever, organizing so they can bring knives in from China and have them there to be sold from a USA seller so that you're not going to wait 3 or 4 weeks to get these. So just remember that as well. And I really enjoy this knife. I've been carrying this a bit lately, it's so different looking. Really like the design. Looks so functional. And it's just it's a flipper toy. It's a flicker toy, and it really is. I mean, just incredible. Really good. All right, I'm going to let you go, but yeah, it's a real thinker. I mean, the pricing alone, the design, the quality build, there you go. Thank you so much for joining us. You know what we do around here. We love them knives. Yes, we do. So you guys stay sharp.